first day of the International Chemical and Product Tanker Conference, and I'm here with Martin Crawford-Brunt, who is the CEO of Lookout Maritime. Martin, you were on the Navigating the Storm panel, a discussion about the forthcoming and current regulations that are impacting shipping, and you had a very interesting viewpoint on what needs to be done. If you could explain that to the audience.
Thanks, Craig. I mean, as always, this was a fantastic meeting point for conversation, and if anything, the afternoon demonstrated how complex regulation is getting. You know, we're just trying to deal with EU ETS, and now we've got fuel EU Maritime coming, which has got all sorts of pooling, banking, and borrowing elements to it. So I think that the future we're going into will require a slightly different response. You know, it used to be prescriptive regulation, sort of one and done, and compliance at a minimum cost. But I think as an industry, given the complexity of regulation, we need to think about the intent of that regulation. We need a better quality of conversation, and we need to understand the trading element of it as well, which is a new dimension to most in this business.
And you mentioned how that the segregations between commercial and the different parts of traders perhaps will not stand up and need to be revisited in the new environment we're going to find.
Yes, I think because of the complexity, we need to find better ways of dealing with this. If everyone's just optimizing their P&L, of course we're not going to get there. You know, we need to zoom out and see the wider picture, you know, so that we can really solve these issues. And that means also, you know, understanding what good looks like on a deep level and getting good baselines and measurements against that, because that enables us to understand that we are pointing in the right direction. We can't look to regulation to solve these challenges for us in isolation.
Martin, you came up with a great phrase there, digital emissions. Could you just explain that?
So I was talking about the fact that we've got actual emissions and we've also got digital emissions. We've got what our digital exhaust says about us. You know, and obviously that bleeds into vetting, it bleeds into, you know, safety, but also, of course, into emission and emission reduction. You know, I think, you know, because of this tension because of this expectation to do more, I think we have to be not only seen to be doing the right thing, but demonstrating that we're actually doing it. And that requires us to understand that we are being measured and we are being watched, whether we choose for this to happen or not.
Okay, no, I fully agree. I think the arrival of this generative AI is going to speed up the tracking of our digital emissions. And we all have to be very aware of it.
Yeah, there's a massive investment in platforms and data systems, and yes, these will bring some more transparency to it. And I think, you know, for chief executive leaders, large companies, big cargo interests, you know, are really concerned about reputation management, and that also means demonstrating that you're making progress. You know, and this is behind the collaboration that I have with the Baltic Exchange to provide baselines which can actually provide the right sort of performance metrics which are able to incentivize better behavior. Things like how much CO2 on a round voyage basis for every 1,000 tons of cargo discharged.
Okay. Thank you very much, Martin.